So right now I'm trying to get the game to run again. This has definitely been one of the more pain-in-the-ass games to get started. Now, I previously mentioned that I was going to most likely either do some research or ask some friends what they recommended as far as, well, stats and starting class and things of that nature. I ultimately just ended up asking. There's no setting that makes that dragon actually invisible. Neat. I'm just gonna keep it on default. Yeah, should be fine. Default should be fine.
Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge.
That hitch was on my end. That hitch as well. This is boding very well.
North, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones.
Might be hitching related to the first time playing it, etc. Windows just has no idea what the fuck to load into RAM.
When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, saint of the deep.
So the names are slightly modified. I see. Again.
Farron's undead legion, the Abyss Watchers.
That seems like a new name? Not one I remember anyway. Oh no, that was 2. I think.
And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the giant.
That name sounds familiar, but God, they've reused so many names and things from fucking the Kingsfield games, and my general memory of this is
Only in truth,
trash.
the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with the hitching for the movie. I would not be surprised, based off certain aspects of the, of the port just being trash. that certain things just aren't optimized very well, or certain things were optimized very heavily for specific architectures available at the time. And what I was recommended was based off the fact that last time I played a Dark Souls game, went with more of a faith build. Specifically with 2, I went very heavy into lightning, which even after nerf was pretty damn good. And rocked the Grand Lance primarily. It was recommended that I go with either the Herald or the Mercenary. Now, the Mercenary seems interesting because the thing that I noticed when scrolling through is that he has 2 swords there, and the icon appears to be 2 swords, but that's 1 weapon. That could be interesting. I assume that instead of a dual wield like the hammers or the axes or the regular swords or things of that nature, its dual wield is probably just have both in the same, or have both weapons out. That could be neat. And it looks like its stats are generally speaking high enough that it won't be too difficult to get into magic. Of course, I think that's probably the case for... Well, no, it actually has decent attunement as well. But, if... Without that suggestion, I probably would have, based off the fact that I know that this is supposed to be more similar to 1 than 2, probably would have gone with Assassin, based off the fact that my go-to Dark Souls 1 character is a AP-wielding sorcerer. And sorcerer is a valid option, but I don't like sorcerer that much. I don't... It's not that I don't like sorcerer, it's that I don't tend to care for the way sorcerer actually plays. Oh hey, we actually start with a flask. That's weird. I'm guessing Pyromancy works differently than it does in 1 if the Pyromancer has both Int and Faith. But, yeah, I think, as was recommended to me, I am going to at least give Mercenary a try. If I don't care for it, I can always come back and grab the Herald. It would help if I actually clicked the right thing. Yeah, it looks like they are mostly the same as far as gender. I tend to prefer female characters. And I didn't actually ask about Burial Gift. Honestly, I have to assume that Life Ring is probably going to be the strongest. It's probably not even going to be close. Extremely pale. No eyes. That would explain why they were outcast. I like how the colors on these are all just ridiculously dumb looking. Whatever. Oh. Yeah, good enough. I don't really care. 99% of the time we're not going to be seeing any of that anyway. And when we are, it's going to be from the back. Now I will need to get my bearings as far as controls, because Moonlighter and Death's Gambit and etc. are all going to have controlled very differently from a Souls game, and it's been a bit. Since I really went hard on one of these. Oh, okay, yeah, that, let's go to a temp screen. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. Oh, yeah, that actually worked exactly the way I thought it would. This is not working the way I thought it would. So it looks like we're probably still going to want a shield of some kind just so that we can have access to parrying. Not that I'm any good at parrying, but... And I do prefer to read the, Ooh. Now the stuttering is actually kind of unfortunate because I am not, not streaming this on the same machine, so... Hold on just a second, I will lower stuff again. So yeah, I just dropped everything down to low. I figure, you know, worst case scenario, it is what it is. Okay, so it does not have a particular, what? I'll read the description for that in a sec. The fuck is FB? I don't know, it's something we've already used some of, though. Maybe it was used by the, That's a nice, satisfying sound, although a little bit low. Great, you can tell I've been playing probably too much Breath of the Wild. I am a little bit concerned about that FP bar, though. Just because I have no idea what the fuck it is, more than anything else. Oh yeah. Okay, which... Well, at least it seems a little bit more consistent than in Dark Souls 1. Oh, I see the issue. I just have my headphones turned up too much. Okay, that's weird. I hit that dodge a little bit before I was being attacked. Like shortly after I had killed the first dude. this might just be one that I don't really have a... Why would it say turn back? Unless it's like... This is either a difficult encounter, yeah, I'd definitely go with difficult encounter. But it's not, like, undoable. Though its ability to break lock-on is annoying the shit out of me. Maybe that's a sign of, hey, you don't want to use lock-on, dingus. Much as most of Dark Souls 2 was, hey, you don't want to use shields, dingus. Okay. Okay. Lesson learned. I probably want to have upgraded weapons if I'm doing that. This soul loss is not meaningful, so... It is what it is. Oh. We don't hollow. Or at least we don't hollow yet. Okay, so this does not have the as much basic auto tracking as predecessors did. Oh, I probably want to turn the Steam overlay off. That could be what is fucking things up. Especially if it's checking for shit constantly. Which... Whoa! What the fuck are you doing, directions? Oh, neat. I actually got ambushed for once. Because I had only noticed the 3 of them. So yeah, that is why it tells you to, how to jump. I will definitely need to disable the Steam overlay stuff and see if I can find out if there's anything I can do as far as unfucking the frame rate. Oh, there's 2 of them there. And something we did gave us an extra Estus? Something someone else did gave us an extra Estus? I don't know. I know we have this dude, who's pretty obviously a boss. Yeah, I keep wanting to, trying to use the top button to run. Again, Breath of the Wild. That's... I guess I kind of half-assed pushing the button. Yeah, that's not exactly surprising. Ah, he tracks. Gonna see if that's what it was. Well, it certainly seems to be a little bit smoother. Yeah, that may have been the issue. Basically, I just... Ah. Okay, so those are some interesting hitboxes. Nope, that wasn't the issue. Good old 100 or so souls. Ah, so... you can't interrupt things with your dodge. I need to figure out the iframes on it. Because that attack has such a long wind-up. Yeah, that was greed. That was mistiming. I'm perfectly willing to admit when I fuck up via greed and when I fuck up via just mistiming. Ultimately, the result isn't different. But the reason for the result is different. not sure I really care much for... I guess I need to figure out how much that one does. Yeah, I didn't realize he would do the lunge after the attempted grab. I thought that was going to have a follow-up, which is why I didn't try. I didn't think that was going to have a sweeping component. Also, that didn't seem avoidable? I don't know. Just did that a little bit too early. Agreed. I was doing that in case he followed that up with the poke. Ah, so there's a second form. Now, the second form's interesting. Obviously I've only seen it one time, but it does seem like it has more room for aggression. Oh. Yeah, I thought that a single L1 killed him. Lesson learned. So, what all have we actually gotten? Okay, not much. And I'm a little bit averse to using the fire bombs right now. Given that I need to attack twice for any of them. Apparently not that enemy. I don't get it. That was just an early roll. Oh, I thought I'd timed that correctly. That was definitely super early. Yeah, I don't see the timing on that. I'm not concerned about the 100 or whatever fucking souls it is. Basically what I'm trying to see here is how aggressive can I be? And I think the answer is actually pretty goddamn aggressive. He doesn't punish that hard if you know when to fucking roll. You just also need to actually see the attacks correctly. And sometimes that gets followed up, and sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't actually seem to depend on how aggressive I'm... That was interesting. What happened there was the game just decided, no. I don't get why I don't get to follow that up with a roll. And again, I don't get why I don't get to follow that up with a roll. Okay, so that has an immediate aggression punishment. But yeah, certain aspects are frustrating me, and I think that I have it figured out. I think it's just a matter of the game could be doing certain things via what essentially amounts to rollback, which will feel like shit for single player, but probably will make things better for multiplayer, or at least more consistent for both players. So what I need to do is like that, just keep dodging if I dodge too early. Fortunately, getting caught by that one's not that big of a deal. So, in that particular instance, something I can't say I understand? Oh, I guess, instead of hollowed, or instead of human and hollowed, we have human and on fire. Good to know. in that particular instance, he didn't give the slightest of shits about me being right up on him, and the 2 or 3 attacks he did just didn't do anything. My statement about that second form not penalizing aggression actually seems more accurate now. Oh yeah, what was... I guess it's not a weapon. Rust in Shrine Bonfire to activate Bonfire Warp. Okay, so we don't have warping right out the gate, in theory. That is kind of nice that apparently at least some bosses will become just straight up bonfires. I don't have enough info to know any more than that, but this boss became a bonfire. That's really all the info I have. Oh, broken straight sword. I'm not like a huge fan of this set of weapons right now, but I think that I'm probably more of a fan of it than I would be the spear. I'm never really that big of a fan of the early spears. It's more once they get nice and meaty. Again, Grand Lance. There was another lance in 2 I really liked as well. Those God Rays make it difficult as shit to see. Oh! Some of these enemies have slightly different HP pools. Why is... I guess that's just a spot where you could roll off if you're careless. And I guess this is probably a slightly safer route through. Hello, throne. Oh. Oh, there are lots of thrones. Neat. Oh. Probably don't want to fall off there.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
Oh, and I think she was the
firekeeper. I tend to the flame and tend to thee.
in the intro.
Lords have left their thrones and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side. Very well.
Ah, so
Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
weird way of phrasing that. I don't really know what I want, how I want to build. Probably Dex? 10 strength is probably not enough for the better Dex weapons. Oddly, the stamina use seems relatively low, so I'm not hugely concerned about that. A little bit of extra health seems like it'd be useful. Wait. Oh. I didn't notice that the attunement slots were in the bottom right. Okay, so it is just attunement this time. It's not attunement and endurance, as I think it was last time. Well, I say last time. Okay, so we're actually just two attunement away from an additional slot. That's not bad. I think I'll actually get that slot, even though I don't have anything to use it on right now. Or I can just wait. There's no harm in waiting. Again, I keep fucking up the buttons because of Breath of the Wild.
Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength.
Oh yeah, I have those soul items as well.
I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me.
I wonder if she'll get upset on that one. Those are worth fuck all. Good to know. So the Andre equivalent?
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons.
Good to see that the
You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust.
Andre equivalent is Andre.
Toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms.
I don't know.
Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith. Such is my purpose.
Huh? Still don't know what the fuck. What I was gonna say there is I still don't know what the fuck the blue one is. And then I had a coughing fit.
Pretty big, I don't want to see my... That is good, wasn't he?
Yeah, okay, so apparently it is probably the same system as 2. Ah. So that is why the fire gem was available. Oh, and apparently infused weapons they lose all scaling. It's good to know. That is good to know. Oh, and Refined loses a bit of base damage to gain more scaling, okay. Interesting. And with shields, there's never going to be a reason to infuse them. I see. Damn it, I meant to see what the hell he had for sale. Oh, he doesn't actually have sale. I guess I just misread it.
Pretty be careful. I don't want to see my...
So, what else is around here in this Firelink Shrine? I should go up and actually drop the sword in the temple. Or at least when it... Another firekeeper?
I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor...
Ah, this is the merchant.
I've lots of little things, and yes, I'm undead too, but not such Ashen One, fair as I want.
Okay, so infinite source of fire bombs and prism stones, homeward bones, repair powder. Ah, so Ember is the humanity equivalent, and even that kind of sort of looks like humanity. I have no idea what the fuck the dried finger... I just straight up don't remember. Power key seems like it will be useful eventually. We have multiple sorceries. Interestingly, no... Wow, I can't think of the fucking term. The, miracles. Oh, and a torch is apparently just straight up a weapon this time. Farron dart. I wonder if Farron uses magic. Oh, I am blind. I am super blind. Oh, spells don't have uses anymore. They have an FP cost. Interesting. FP just seems to kind of go up as our level goes up, so. Based off the fact that it has gone up and I've not,
Ashen one.
That... Something about the way she said that sounded very much like, one of the sound effects from the Genesis Shadowrun game. Ashen one. I wish it would, you know, tell you what the fuck that meant, but I guess it is what it is. And I guess that's where we go? Next? Oh, good to know. So this is where we came in. The Uduxgunder. Oh sure, there's probably a better way to pronounce that, a more accurate way to pronounce that, but, you know. You're not gonna get that here. Right now, one of the things I'm trying to do is get my bearings. This is to, Andre. Thank. No, I'm apparently mistaken. The above route was to Andre. So I guess this probably fills in with people and just becomes your general purpose hub with everybody. How the fuck can we hear? Oh, probably because the audio is not set up properly and you're just hearing that. But it's at the same volume as we were from right in front of it. I mean, it could be another porting issue. I wouldn't be surprised.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, it gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the lords of it. We're talking true legends with the metal to loot. Don't you think? What a sick joke. Asking us to talking truth.
Yorn the Gigantes? Watchers of the Abyss? Yeah, even just the throne calls to mind some of the things from 2. Yeah. Last hope of his line. For Lautrec. Or, as we'll likely find out in this one as well, fuck Lothrak. Saint Aldrich the Deep. Well, I hadn't really intended to fall down here. More intended to look, but... being, embered, I guess is the term. Something of the sort. Does seem to provide us with additional health. So, of course, much like being human, that extra health is something we're not going to have very frequently. Oh, what? Why does that one appear to have? Oh, because I was looking at the wrong one. It's the second one. And I thought I had been looking at the second. Ludlook the Exiled.
O that unkindled, and a seeker of lords, I am Ludloth of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charred corpse. This sad cadaver, no need to be coy. Have a closer look. Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be licked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire.
He has no legs.
So it is, I became a Lord of Cinder.
He can't get away.
I may be but small, but I will die a Colossus. Now, do not be away over long.
So, there's only one spot for us to go from here. Or as near as I can tell, anyway. And that is, of course, to die on the high walls of Lothrak. That's not being smarmy or anything, that's being realistic. Huh. So, we don't start with an ember. Or we don't start with a, I've already forgotten the term. Bonfire. Wait, one of those looked like we could go some... Oh, this... But there's not actually anything there. Interesting. So apparently you need to sit through that animation, which is... kind of strange. A lot of this does feel more deliberate, possibly in a nod to 2, possibly because some of it was done by the same team. It's a good thing that wasn't a lethal fall. That would have been embarrassing, getting bonfire blindness this early. Well, not getting bonfire blindness this early. Dying to bonfire blindness this early. After all, the bonfire blindness isn't necessarily the issue, it's the dying like an idiot to it. I see. And now we have tracking. Nope. So this game, much like 1, seems to value locking on a lot more than 2 did. Two had pretty generous hitboxes on weapons, both yours and enemies. And a lot of people disliked the way the iframes worked, but honestly, it generally speaking just rewarded aggression. Which, I don't know about you, but I am all about having my unnecessary aggression be rewarded. Hopefully that's a one-time enemy. Okay. This is one of those things where it feels like in 1 there would have probably been like a crystal lizard up here. So I do want to check out this dragon a little bit if we can. Might not be a... well, it's not a dragon, it's gonna be like a wyvern. Well, that turned to stone. Maybe it's a dragon. Oh, are you still alive? Somebody was still making noise, so... it's probably worth it just to go back, since most of that damage was caused by the fire bombs, and I'm not gonna head back there. I think we're close to a level. Not real sure it matters. I know these enemies aren't aggressive if you don't hit them, but... I don't want to take the chance of they stand up and become aggressive. That's... I probably just didn't account for the wind up on the dodge. Because it's present if you're dodging backwards, it's not so much if you're dodging forwards. Again, rewarding aggression. It's probably not the intent, it's more to make it slightly more methodical, but... the result is not necessarily related to the intent. So there's a ladder down and a bloodstain. And maybe an item? Ah, so there are some enemies this way. I think this is just an alternate route rather than a short expedition. So, occasionally need to have bits of... Damn. Short-term aggression. Yeah, that strikes me as very much similar to the way a lot of the shittier spears work in the other games. Which is to say, they leave you way too fucking open. Retaliation is a motherfucker. And, Ah! Hello there, dragon. Ah, so that is gated off. So that doesn't seem to be a good way to go. Indeed, this entire thing does not seem like it's a good way to go. Oh, hey there, knight. Okay, so that weapon seems to be designed pretty specifically to take advantage of rolling. Neat. I wonder if it has the same moveset for the player. What do you mean it probably doesn't have the same moveset for the player? Oh, that, I hadn't noticed that that's blocked off. And that the only way forward is down. Oh, that's bad. On the other hand, it might make things a little bit easier if I'm just doing a run instead of a needing to fight much. Yeah, that wasn't even too bad. So, you really just need to wait for him to get aggressive and punish it. That is good to know. And if I had realized that, I could have done that without using all of my Estus. But, you know, if wishes were horses. And all that. But you can just put your hand through. Just put your fucking hand through. That's like the biggest gate known to goddamn man. Just put your hand through the giant hole that your sword is sticking through. Lazy ass protagonist. Hello there. I couldn't see the way down for a sec. There's also this over here, which seems likely to go to something secret. Secret, I said. Oh! Far, far better than a secret. Well, let's go back to Firelink real quick. I don't think I have enough to... Well, I know I don't have enough to level anything up. And by level anything up, I mean the weapons, not ourselves.
Ah, well met. How?
But one thing I am tempted by is... I am confused. The thing I am chiefly confused by is the price on these is... Or not the price, the cost on these. It's not bad in the slightest. I suspect what I actually want is Soul Arrow.
Ashen one, be short.
And the reason that I suspect that is just due to its increased relative strength. And the fact that we can still use it like 14 times. I don't want to overstate quite how many uses we have. Should probably just see about selling those.
Ah, how may...
I'm actually tempted just to, Oh, nice. It, has the same sell value as use value. Okay, so we should be able to get a level out of that.
Welcome home, speak. Very well, then touch, take, nourish.
Which... what do we want to draw? Now, the interesting thing is we don't have anything that visibly
Farewell, Ashen One, may the flame.
Modifies our spellcasting. Oops. So it's possible that it's just related to that spell buff? Oh yeah, because that has a lower spell buff. I don't remember what the thing was for the chime.
Ashen one, be sure.
I actually did see it, I just didn't notice it.
Welcome home, speak. Very well, then touch, take, nourish.
I read that it was there and didn't actually look at the number, if I'm being entirely honest. Oh, attunement bumps that up. Good to know. Yeah, and it looks like general leveling does not, but I definitely thought well no, I think I may have had reduced max. I think using skills uses it, and I don't know what the fuck skills, how to use them on. It's a slight damage increase, whereas strength is not. I think I'm just gonna go with a little bit more HP right now.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Ah, that's how. That is the skill. So, interestingly, all of the R1 and R2 stuff... Wow, that doesn't need a very long build-up at all. You can hold it for a sec, but you can also release it early. And that does just use some FP. Good to know. I wonder if this game has the same thing that some of the prior ones did. And by prior ones, I mean at least 2, possibly 1. I think just 2. Where things that aren't in your right hand do less damage. Invisibly, at that, because fuck you. One of the reasons I'm thinking that is because if I'm not going to be using very much of the shield, which I don't really intend to, I guess they got killed by an invader would be my best guess. Nothing around here is that deadly unless... Oh, the knight's still around. Neat. For whatever reason, I was assuming that enemies just straight up wouldn't be able to drop those. Probably because it doesn't make that much sense for... I think it didn't make that much sense for enemies to be able to drop humanity, I guess. And they definitely could. Throwing knives, always throwing knives. Well, that's a larger enemy. I didn't fully check out this level, though. The slight green tint to that, which is likely just the color of the area around it, made me a touch worried there. Because, of course, with two, you had the jars that destroyed your gear. Well, jars full of liquid that destroyed your gear. I am curious as to why there are so many dragons around here. And no, it does not matter if they're drakes or whatever instead of dragons. It really just does not. Damn, can't track him from up here. Yeah, so that ledge there sucks ass. Good to know. Also, spells kind of suck, which I guess isn't surprising. Wow, what the fuck are you doing, camera? Yeah, that's... Actually, what the fuck are you doing, camera, is probably a good subtitle for this one. Right now, based off of what I have seen. I wonder... Also, what the fuck are you doing dodge roll is equally valid. Okay, so pretty generous on the parry frames. But again, as with 2, the question comes, why bother with parrying, which is going to be a little bit inconsistent because enemies have, you know, a dozen moves. When you can dodge easily. And I guess, of course, the answer for that one is, well, sometimes dodging doesn't fucking work. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna deal with the guy that had the same affliction or whatever as Gunder right now. Yeah, that enemy has a lot of health and doesn't take a lot of damage, but isn't that dangerous. Oh. There's obviously something dangerous in here. May or may not be related to that chucklefuck. Or to grabbing this. Now, Mailbreaker is most likely going to be a dagger type weapon, probably with a high counter. High critical. Sometimes they have high counter damage. Counter damage is usually trash, though. And I don't mean that as counter damage, the increase is trash. I mean counter damage as a concept is trash. Okay, I guess that's the Pyromancer. Wearing close enough to what the Pyromancers from like every other fucking game of these has worn. So, the route wherein I died last time appears to be the route. By which I mean, let's go and do this again, but without getting our ass kicked by the knight. Okay. Knight appears to not have noticed, which is good. Sometimes the dodging works. I think I know what it is. I think it is related to what I noticed before, where if you make a significant move, the dodge takes just ever so slightly longer. I will say I am glad that, unlike, I think 2 had a mechanic that slightly penalized you for going too hard on your stamina. This does not. Oh, God. Guess which dumbass thought Breath of the Wild controls again. If you guess the one that died, yeah. Didn't think that I would end up getting killed by that. I figured, okay, yeah, it would, you know, be a pain. And of course we're going into this with considerably less health. Well, considerably less Estus. Effectively less health. That's weird. I looked to the right and I didn't see this fucker. Now I'm not seeing... There we go. Okay, so... Neat. I was actually trying to see if there was a way to roll off of that back to the ledge. But obviously I did not get into position to even attempt it. So, I think my complaint here, mostly, comes from just the difference in the way iframes work. Basically, I keep expecting them to be... Yeah, where the... Oh, that's where he comes from. I keep expecting them to be at the end of your... roll, not at not at the beginning. Now, of course, this is the way to go, but I'm still not really seeing why. And of course, with that thing having kind of absurd iframes, or really not giving a shit about your iframes, I guess is probably the more correct way of stating my complaint. Well, that one I hurt myself. I rolled early. Of course I'm going to die if I roll early. It's just a matter of I don't yet know when to roll. And with that thing doing... well, I was gonna say a third of my health, but that's not really the issue. If it was a third of my health, it'd be one thing, but it stun locks you and it does 2/3 your health, well, my health, if I get hit. The same way that those bandits, it's not that they do 1/6 of my, well, more like 1/5 of my health. It's that if I get hit by them, which is most likely going to be a throwing knife, and then the 2 knife hits, which each do 1/6 of, I think it's more like 1/5. I think that's the first time I've only gotten hit by the knife once. Huh. I assumed that that one was going to just be using his knives. The bandit knife always is kind of fucked, though. So basically, what I'm going to do here is... damn it. Okay, so he doesn't seem to want to pursue too much. Maybe he lost track of me. Yeah, having the enemies not be able to dink off the walls is certainly an interesting decision. Also, that one in particular seemed to have better tracking than normal. So we have... a spear knight this time. But probably, again, pretty fast. I'm having some issues walking. It's just, I don't think it's related to Dark Souls, I think it's related to my, my controller. Just is very, very sensitive. So that, again, is, I guess, highlighting the issues I have with dodging in this. The wind-up. And it just feels bad. It is the worst feeling dodge roll I can think of. Whoop. That's really not what I intended to do. But I guess sure, I'll abuse iframes entirely by accident. Oh, I didn't even notice there was an item over here. Okay, they're not pursuing. Let's grab my souls. Like, I would complain about things being set up to, punish dodge rolling, but the games needed it. Like, boo fucking who, it's set up to penalize you for exploiting the easily... Ooh. Is that a higher weight roll? Or is just... tough to tell? I don't know what the breakpoints are. No, I don't think it is. So that'll just have us taking a little bit less damage. Yeah, the fact that an enemy whose sword is in the fucking wall doesn't tink. No mob enemy ahead. Or we can just go back and try the other way. Really? Really feels like we should have, well, I guess I should say should be close to a bonfire. I don't think we've really done enough to guarantee a bonfire, but... Okay, so this... seemed to be for fuck all? Similar weight, mostly similar defenses, but better against magic and such. Slightly worse bleed, better against the other status effects. Basically, as with a lot of the lighter armors, trading status stuff for poise. Which sometimes it's a winning trade, most of the time it's not. Ooh, black fire bombs. Those are always good. Huh. That's a worrying sign. If that dude could dismantle that many of the knights that are giving me such troubles. Fuck that goddamn simultaneous hit bullshit. Well, that's not a bonfire, but it is an enemy who sort of looks like a bonfire. Well, that's embarrassing. Died to one of the broken straight sword enemies. God. Oops. I'm just really not that concerned about these. I'm surprised that didn't kill. I'm surprised I didn't fall off. Gonna be dumb, yeah. Okay. Unsurprisingly, fatties have tons of voice. Do move rather quickly, though. But yeah, I just don't give a shit about this part of the run through because it's not really set up for damage. Yeah, another steel soldier helm. I should probably actually compare those. More weight for ever so slightly better defenses. Since I'm likely to take a hit down here. Oh, hey, souls. Now I am curious. Yeah. I can kinda walk around and grab all these while being chased. Okay, so some of those have actual forms because they are loose pieces of armor, not because they are going to stand back up. Also, just walking around apparently makes a shit ton of noise. Damn it. So yeah, we have that dude chasing us. I'm not real convinced it's that big a deal. Bring a sacrifice. That doesn't actually strike me as being that valuable. Unless they are repairable or something of the sort. Thing didn't want to let me run for some reason. I probably just didn't hit it correctly. What? Did the wind-up kill me? Did I just missee what was going on with the undead? The regular undead? So, that still really has not gone very well. Mostly just because we tend to run out of stamina. Since we have cleared this side out a little bit, by which I mean the annoying thing, time to see what we can see from here. And the answer's not much. It feels like that's going to be the way to both the boss and the next bonfire. Though, of course, one of the reasons I'm saying that is because there are several nights. And I have to assume the way to advance goes through the nights. Green Blossom is, I think, stamina? Or at least it was in the prior ones? In one? If I am remembering correctly. Okay, so an elevator. Where does it head? Oh, here. I thought it was a place I'd been to. I was just incorrect. I thought the backstab would kill him. That's why I had not been too concerned with it. Otherwise, I'd have backed off. Yeah, the undead dogs are terrifying. So, having come from this way, it appears that it does not summon the ire of the dragon. Assuming I am where I think I am. There is the distinct possibility that I'm not. No, did I really never go down that way? Yeah, this is a little bit earlier than I thought it was. What I'm looking at right now is... let's equip the binoculars so I can actually sort of demonstrate this on stream. The binoculars don't have a particularly good angle on them. Basically, I was looking at this path and seeing that it connected to the little walkway over there, and then I was noticing, oh, well, it doesn't look like it actually connects. And I was curious about it because, of course, the Dark Souls 1, one of the final fucking areas, required you to walk on such a path because it was an asshole. Now we can upgrade one of our weapons. I should really just give all of these weapons a quick try as far as the... This is the broadsword. And the rapier? Okay, so... the Mailbreaker does not have a parry animation, as I would have thought it would. God damn it. Ah. So this is... that's interesting. I might actually give that a shot. Obviously, we don't have a real shield to go with it.
Ah, how
I don't know if she has much in the way of real shields anyway, but... And when I'm saying real shield, obviously I mean a 100% physical, but... What even is our shield? It's a parrying shield, by which I mean it sucks. I mean, it's basically like this, but with more stability. Ooh, what's... Interesting. So it lets you know, right off the bat, what its L2 is. That is extremely useful. Yeah, this might be real solid with the... rapier. Since I'm thinking of going... trying to be more dex focused. I mean, it also could be perfectly fine with the scimitar.
Ashen one.
Or for that matter, with that. Right now, I'm not loving the moveset of the twin blades. And
How
I think I want to give a lighter weapon a try for a little bit. Now it's possible that I would prefer the scimitar. It was actually under weapons. And I think I'm going to give this Warrior's Round Shield a try.
Ashen one. Be sure to bring.
And until I have more of an idea of what weapon I want to go with, now that is expensive, but not that bad.
Welcome home, speak. Very well, then touch, take, nourish.
And of course, I think the rapier had slightly better scaling than... I think it had B instead of... No, it's the same C. Same, quote-unquote. No, it actually does appear to be the same.
Welcome. Very well, then touch, take,
Do think I want a little bit more stamina though. Maybe one of each.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Somewhere. I've already forgotten where. Or possibly someone? Huh. Weird. That was the way to Gunder, wasn't it? Yeah. Might just be misremembering. So what I'm looking for is somewhere. There was a thing about swapping your Estus stuff. Oh, it was at Andre. That's right. Same person who can upgrade the Estus, which seems weird. I think it makes a little bit more sense for the Firekeeper to be able to do that than, and for both of them it bumps up the scaling a little bit. That was a pitch. An equally valid question is, what does this look like infused? The scaling one is a bit strange. Raw is pretty decent damage, but its scaling will quickly overtake that, and fire is, of course, kind of nuts.
Pretty be careful.
I think I have an understanding as to what most people would probably suggest on that one, and it's probably going to be Life Ring if you expect to get hit, and Fire Ring if you intend to be aggressive. Yeah, I'm just curious as to this, because the thing was closed. Does it travel to a different location? Just what is up with it? I've already forgotten which way is which. It's up, I think. No, I think this is the wrong way. Hey. Yeah, because this is the way we came in from. So this other way would have been the way to the Firelink Shrine. Yeah, and now it's not... And indeed doesn't have... isn't closing off immediately either. Now it is. I don't fucking get it. My guess is that this is not hard linked anywhere. But of course I can't say that for certain. Oh. Yeah, but we were able to get Somewhere? I already don't remember where the fuck. Was it from the other one? Is that where we were? The high wall? Yeah, must have been. Okay, so the range on this sucks. And first thing you want to do is actually kill that archer. I thought I saw a item, but it might have just been, there are some shiny shit. Okay, so, backstabbing is comically generous at times. If I'm not going to use the shield, I should probably just dual wield, or just, wield in both hands. I'm curious as to what killed those people. Okay, so here we really don't want a single target weapon. It's a very good way to get killed. So, lesson learned. That is one of the things that this other weapon is good with. Comically generous. Also, the 1.3 times multiplier is pretty good. Pretty good. As you would expect. Okay, so that door is open. That gate is open. Well, I'm just kind of trying to figure out where the hell the bonfire is going to be. And I think it's probably towards the door. Well, at least, very least that feels like progress. Oh, you have extensive recovery frames on that. Now, this is another shorter weapon. I guess we'll see how it goes. It does actually have some AoE capabilities. Not where I want to go. Where I want to go is over here. Which is a path I had not noticed. If I am being entirely honest. So the dogs are kind of annoying, but not the worst thing. Now, the AoE is actually not that big of a deal because of the fact that it can kill instantly. And the higher damage seems to be roughly, keep it roughly equivalent. Okay, so no difference one-handing versus two-handing for backstabs. Good to know. And yeah, the damage on this is just a lot better than most everything else we've used. I think it's more... yeah, it's more strength focused. So it's not our long-term weapon, but for right now it's... just a little bit more capable. Case in goddamn point. Huh, there's really nothing over here. I was expecting you to backstab on that. So, sounds like there's a fatty on the other side of that wall. That's rough. Those are, pretty damn difficult to deal with. But looks like these are the, like pilgrims. The music, well, and ambiance turning off there is interesting. Yeah, so this is clearly a boss fight. Ah. That is... Ah, Bort. So, again, the hitboxes don't seem to be as mean as I would expect for if you are sitting inside the boss. But at the same time, I don't know where the fuck the hitbox is like 3/4 of the time. So it's... yeah, less bad. Yeah, where the fuck is it? Yes, this will still be less damage than the dogs would have caused. I do not expect to beat this boss this go around. Yeah, that makes those a lot easier to deal with. Yeah, this weapon in general is just a much better weapon for dealing with a lot of these. Neat. I love when the combination of the camera and if you sometimes dodge into this, you just don't get the iframes because you just don't fucking roll. Apparently I'm guessing, if you have hit stun going on and you are under something that you wouldn't be able to enter. Okay, cool. And the lock-on sucks ass. I mean, I knew about that, first boss, because half the time it couldn't maintain lock-on to Gunder at fucking just if I was attacking. You dodge through and now, hey, you don't have lock-on anymore. Why? Because the game's not very well programmed. Like that. The enemy was in sight. The enemy was within lock-on range. I very explicitly did not get a lock-on. Oh, interesting that provides some additional poise for him. I wouldn't have expected that. By which I mean, I didn't expect that. Lucern's gonna be a hammer. Because it's always a hammer. Yeah, strength focused. We don't have the strength for it. Yeah. I'm not a big fan. And that's not like some joke or anything about, you know, Lucerne or whatever. It's a specific type of hammer. Of polearm, really. Okay, cool. Red Eyes Knight. Again, the hit stun. Well, again, the wind up on dodge. I wasn't expecting that one to have died. For a few reasons, really, but... Damn. Chief among them really being that, why does it keep... Yeah, I think going into the castle? Cathedral? Is... well, not the way forward, because I think the way forward is that now, but... fucker. Yeah, basically I just keep underestimating those knights. Specifically their speed. I keep thinking of them in terms of players. Oops. They are very demonstrably not equivalent to. The queuing in this is the weirdest fucking thing. I don't get why it has a queue. Specifically, I don't get why I can hit these two buttons at the same time and both will go off about half the time. I mean, this isn't going to be a successful run anyway. Yeah, that continues the trend of enemies just attack faster than you. And it doesn't seem to matter that much which weapon you have. So yeah, this is definitely not going to be a successful one. But I can at least, once these two pass... I guess the Sword Knight takes a little bit more time to get through his stuff. Yeah, this is not a Firekeeper necessarily.
The wait has been long, unkindled one. I am Emma, High Priestess of Lothric Castle. Allow me to speak frankly. You will not find the Lords of Cinder here. They have left, gone, to their churning homes converging at the base of this castle. Head to the bottom of the high wall, forge on through the great gate, and raise this banner to proceed.
Okay.
This farewell, it is the insignia of if you fear trespassers, dark spirit, then etch this, and the old concord will beckon.
Ah, neat.
Unkindled, go through but be the vile.
Kind of a creepy statue. Yeah, that is exactly what it's looking like. What I thought it was. Well, maybe. No, it's not as close to his neck as I thought it was. Well, that's unfortunate. I was really hoping there to be a bonfire here. That distance seems kind of absurd. Either one, really. Now, is it possible that I missed one down there? Definitely. Is it possible that killing the Red-Eye Knight gives you a bonfire? I don't think so. Actually, it looks like the Sword Knight is actually just a little bit faster. Well, Spear Knight seems to be catching. I don't fucking know. Hey, nice. I don't think the backstab versus whatever is meaningful as far as the damage goes, but you know, the sound's nice. Oh, and these, with their more ragged stuff, are very reminiscent of the Heidi Knights. Neat. Now, do I want to look around? And, well, I didn't ultimately do a great job of searching around here. The big fucker is very intimidating. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. And similarly, it looks like this is only... This isn't a path, it's the... It might be a path of sorts. Just not to a bonfire. Oh, it's actually a... Looks like it's a decent path to get down here. Kill the... thing. Without needing to deal with a knight. Now, a smart decision would be to go back. Huh, I was unaware that he had a quick little poke. Not quite enough to kill. The little poke actually does a lot more damage than I was anticipating. So for some reason that I was able to get away with without it messing up on iframes, but I don't know if that's consistent. So I'm probably not going to do quite as well Damn. What I was saying there with doing quite as well was I meant relative to the amount of health I had. Going in with 2/3 of a bar and getting off, I think it was like a quarter of his health, versus going in with almost a full bar and several Estus flasks. And actually doing better than I anticipated. I didn't think I'd get past the halfway mark, because that's honestly the way those fights tend to end up going. I think the animations for one hand work a little bit better for clearing out the enemies on the way there. I think the ever so slight increase in damage for two-handing is worth it once we get to the boss. That was unfortunate. It is what it is. I will say I also like that the Estus flask becomes visibly empty as you use it. Huh. I really didn't think I would get hit by that. Again, just not sure where the iframes are. I thought I'd rolled, but game disagrees. And game gets the final say on that one. So if I was more aggressive here, I could definitely run up. And get some damage done, but well, sometimes rolling into it works. Oh, that's trash. Well then, having cleared 2 bosses and actually doing a hell of a lot better than I had really anticipated, I won't get I think it'll take me a while to really get used to the boss runs. And I'm going to explain that real quick. Mentally, I'm used to the boss runs for most things being relatively short. Most boss runs, 1 and 2, they could be a little bit long, but they wouldn't be... Well, actually, they would probably be about as long as that one was. That's... I mean, really, the only things I need to actually fight... Well, I could probably run past the mob. So, Axeman, the 2 crossbowmen, swordsman at the bottom. Probably could run past the spears, so just 4 enemies. Maybe run past the swordsman. If I had stepped on and off of the elevator to get it and go back up, might not even needed to fight the axeman. I mean, it's one of those things of, yeah, I'll get back into the swing of things, but
Welcome home, I shall speak then.
it's right now the runs are a little bit rough, and I think it's also one of those things of I'd figure it out as I did it more.
Farewell, Ashen.
We don't really know what dexed weapons are going to be available. It's kind of an issue I am running into. Oh, 20,000. I thought that was 2,000. Good thing I didn't try to save for that. We can't equip that regardless, so... I was just looking to see what weapons were available to us.
Ashen One, be sure to bring one.
So I am actually less sold on this shield than I was of most things, really. I wonder if that is a big, if it's a parry or not. Because I know this is, it's L2. Does not. I mean, it makes sense if that was a parry. And that would be nice to have... Damn. Well, actually, I don't think I have the stats for that, even if power stancing were a thing here. But if it is, I think it requires 2 weapons with the same moveset, normally. Regardless, that is going to be it for me. I will be back with more of this. Should be tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. And like I said, I'll be back with more of this tomorrow.